Welcome back to our Safely Back to School special here on ABC Action News. So far, we've been talking a lot about what students can expect this school year, but parents, this one is for you. What if your child gets sick and you can't work? Or what happens if there's a COVID-19 outbreak at your child's school? You need to know your rights. In March, Congress passed the Family's First Coronavirus Response Act. It gives parents 2 weeks of paid sick leave if you find yourself having to quarantine. Parents also get leave if your child's school or daycare shuts down or if you need to take care of a sick child. Despite these benefits, though, you may find yourself needing to ask your boss for more flexibility.
Come up with your plan and say, hey, listen, this is the most that I can do for my employer, or this is how I can do everything I need to do for the employer while still doing it for my family.
We should note it is illegal to fire someone because they need to take care of a family member due to COVID-19.
Well, Florida politicians are going on the record about their own school plans amid the ongoing pandemic. We asked about 100 Florida lawmakers about what they're doing with their kids, and less than 20% responded. Of those with kids in grades K through 12, the majority who got back to us were Republicans, and they told us they're sending their kids back to campus. Many saying it was a difficult decision, mainly because they're not sure how their little ones will act.
As a little boy who's 6 years old, I can't see him wearing a mask every day to school, and that being something that he does successfully. So we've struggled with that one.
And masks will be required for both students and staff at Bay Area schools, something a lot of parents are concerned about. But there are some things you can do to prep your child for it. We have some pointers coming up a little bit later. Move on now to the stress that many parents and students are under right now.
Yeah, that's for sure. ABC Action News reporter Vanessa ARAIZA sat down with a local doctor who specializes in mental health and children to find ways to ease anxiety.
I'm building a house and I am almost done.
There's something to be said about childhood innocence.
I'm so grateful that my children are young enough that I think that they're okay.
MARISSA BERGMAN and her husband are the parents of a 4- and 5-year-old.
Gate on the back?
Cool.
Their oldest is heading into kindergarten this year, and as she says, blissfully unaware of what is happening around us.
And it's so wonderful, but I do have friends that have middle-aged and high school-aged children, and they have encountered like deep depressions, anxiety.
The uncertainty of COVID-19 will have on schools and how they operate can magnify anxiety that is already sitting steady. But Dr. JILLIAN HEILMAN with the University of South Florida says it's okay to have that. But most importantly, let your children know they're not alone in this.
When we have things that we're not aware of, we have fear. And kids have fear too. Those fears and their anxieties are just as important as ours and need to be recognized.
Dr. HEILMAN recommends staying calm. We know some days are easier than others, but she says kids feed off of parents' energy. So if you're feeling anxious or stressed, more than likely, your kids are going to feel that too. And if you can, try to avoid any COVID-19 negative connotation. She says try to keep things as positive as you can right now, although it may be difficult some days. But she says kids will remember the positive aspects of your day-to-day routine than the doom and gloom right now, later on down the road.
I think kids are more resilient than us. Most kids who go through traumatic events are pretty resilient compared to their adult counterparts.
Here are some key emotions and actions you should keep an eye out for as we inch closer to the start of school. For the younger ones who don't yet know how to express themselves, watch their actions. Are they reverting back to bedwetting, thumb sucking, or nail biting? If so, it may be worth contacting their pediatrician. Elementary school children may have trouble sleeping or have a loss of appetite. And for your teenagers, not all of them are itching to tell their parents how they're feeling. So suggest that they journal. Taking pen to pad may be the outlet that helps them get through the unknown.
The thing to do is let them know it's normal. Let them know that other kids are feeling the same way.
Whether your child is virtual learning or heading back to the traditional classroom, Dr. HEILMAN says each family is different. Bergman can see the benefits to both options and has the same fear as many parents out there.
My concern is that the next pandemic is going to be a mental health crisis because it is very difficult on so many families.
But she's not letting the worry consume her or her children. And besides, who wants that burden when you're too busy becoming the next architect? If after a few weeks in school your child is still feeling stressed or anxious, Dr. Heilman recommends contacting your local doctor or pediatrician and seeing if talking with a therapist is best for your child to express their emotions. Remember, asking for help isn't taboo. In Tampa, Vanessa ARAIZA, ABC Action News.
Thank you, Vanessa. Coming up, solving a teacher shortage, the new state law that's helping keep qualified educators in the classroom despite the pandemic.
And before we head to break, don't forget to check out the Safely Back to School section on our website. Just go to abcactionnews.com/school. There you'll find a list of delays, reopening plans, masks requirements, and new bus rules.